question is from Venkat. Is it feasible to do a bikini competition for the first time 6 months from now if you're overweight and out of shape?
Is it feasible? Yeah. Is it a good idea?
Couched bikini.
Nope. Not a good idea whatsoever.
No.
Now, can you lose a lot of weight and change the way your body looks in pretty dramatic ways with a very appropriate and consistent workout program and nutrition program? Yes, you can. Here's why you should not do a bikini competition. First off, it's a terrible way to motivate yourself. What you're going to find after the bikini competition is going to be impossible to keep doing what you're doing. Bikini competitions require an extreme, unhealthy level of whatever you want to call it to nutrition and exercise. So it's a terrible way to get yourself in shape. And I see more and more people doing this. Like, in order to motivate themselves to get in shape, they sign up for a competition.
It's the new way. I hate this, man. It's reminding me of the marathon, obstacle course racing, the clients that we used to have that needed something like this in order to get them in shape. They use that, and it's a terrible, terrible idea. I mean, just the way, even the way this question's worded, I would just put it right back on that person. Well, do you think it's a good idea for somebody who's never played basketball before to practice playing basketball for 6 months and then go play against the best in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's a good idea? I mean, and in basketball is like a safe, somewhat sport for someone to try and pick up and learn. What about football? You know, what about, and you're talking about something where you are fucking with your metabolism because you're extreme dieting and you're training unbelievably in comparison to what the average person for health would be. So you're higher risk.
Yeah, the perception isn't that it's that harmful. Like, I think that's the problem.
Right.
You know, out there, it just looks like, yeah, I just got to the pinnacle of my health, because that's what, you know, we're promoting and we're marketing to everybody as like the example, versus like actually, you know, coaching, going through it yourself. It's like, you know, what do you actually have to do if you haven't put like a year, 2 years worth of work going in that direction? And it's going to be extreme on every facet of the process.
Yeah. I would argue that it's up there with something as dangerous as trying to play like a sport. Like, now maybe like football is something that's more physical and you could be hurt that way. Like,
it's more like going into a fight.
Well, but think about the extreme dieting that goes involved, the potential damage that could do to you long term with eating disorders, with body image issues, with metabolism stuff. I mean, the amount of things that could come out of it bad from pushing yourself into a competition like that well before you are mentally and physically ready.
Yeah, talk about creating a perfect storm for body obsession issues.
Yeah.
You know, I'm overweight and out of shape. In order to get myself to get to my goals, I'm going to sign up for a bikini competition where I'm on stage in a bikini while people judge me purely based off of how I look. Right. And leading up to that, all I'm doing is thinking about how I look because of this competition. That is a recipe for disaster. And here's the other thing. People that use events to motivate themselves to do things almost always never continue after the event is over. Almost always. It's like somebody saying, "Oh, it's on my bucket list to complete a marathon," and to not stop during the whole marathon. I want to jog the whole time. So they train for it, they train for it, they train for it. They do the marathon, they do the accomplishment. Do you think afterwards they're thinking to themselves like, "I'm going to keep running"? They're like, "No, I did it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I did it." This is what tends to happen with if you use a bikini competition this way. You'll do the competition. Oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I did it. I'm done. Now I don't want to do it.
That's why
anymore.
you should, if you really want to do something like that, because I did something like that, so I'm not against somebody doing that. But the approach that I had and that I encourage people to have is train as if you were going to get on stage and practice what it's like to diet for it and get ready for it as if you were going to, but don't put yourself through that, especially the last like week or two is extremely stressful on the body. There's no reason for you to go to that extreme until you feel like you're ready for it. Just like I would, and this is where I do like comparing it to a sport. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes when you talk about competing a pageant being like a sport. Yeah, it's not like a physical sport like basketball or football, but the mental aspect of it is every bit as daunting. I mean, there's no days off in that sport. You are eating and training and thinking about your food and what you're putting in your mouth every single moment you wake up. And I would argue that it's as every bit as stressful mentally as any other sport. So I most certainly would not recommend that to somebody until you've practiced that several times before you were to put yourself on a stage and have somebody judge you.
Look, if you want to improve your health and fitness in your aesthetics or your appearance, and you want to do it forever, so you want to get to wherever you get to, but you want to maintain it forever, this just isn't the way to do it. I'm just 100%. So here's the way to do it. Start slow. Tackle one thing at a time that's challenging but realistic for yourself. Stick with that one thing. So maybe you go to the gym 2 days a week instead of no days a week. Maybe you eat, 1 serving of vegetables a day since you don't eat any now or something like that. Stick to that one thing. Once it becomes a part of your life, once it becomes automatic for you, then add something else. That is a long-term approach, and the odds that you'll get to your goals and stay there forever are far higher. This way right here, first of all, is it feasible? Yeah, you could do a lot of things to your body in 6 months. It's also extremely not feasible. It's extremely common that you're going to fail after the bikini competition. It'll be very rare for somebody to do it this way and then stay on course long term.